because...
So you just had cops screw with you. So what do you think
yeah.
about the relationship that Occupy should have with police in situations like that?
There's not really any... I believe that people need to stay with the people that the police are harassing, and someone needs to have a camera on at all times.
What if somebody needs to call the cops on somebody? Do you support them doing that?
No, I believe that you should get your brothers and, I mean, everyone out here will, I mean, we'll find, if someone stole something, there's going to be a bag check, and our family's going to back each other up. No one's going to steal anything out of that bag while it's getting checked, but we're going to prove someone's innocence if not they're, you know, we man our own people. There's no need to call a cop. I mean, someone could be dying. They need them, you know. It's not death. It's not a life or death situation.
Right.
Even though the non-emergency is the same as an emergency number.
Interesting. That's a very good point. That would save the police for the true emergency. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, they certainly don't care about rescuing people's
I know when I was
anyway.
a kid, I used to call, when I was 6 years old, I called the cops like 10 times. I was molested. That's why I called the cops. My molester stood there the whole time. Cops did never take him out of the room. They kept telling me I'm a bad person for calling, but only if they took him out of the room I could have told them what really happened. And that's why I called a billion times when I was a kid. And then once I realized they weren't going to help me, I've never had trust in the police since. Because my life, my sister's life, I mean, I am proud that she's safe, and I wouldn't be so messed up in my head if I didn't go through what I did. But, you know, I tried as hard as I could. I tried every route. I even ended up, the end result, when I was 6, I told them how to make meth out of measurements out of a baby bottle. That's the only reason I got taken from my family, is because I finally, you know, found something that they believe so we can leave and not be molested anymore.
So you gave them the recipe for making meth out of a baby bottle. That pretty much proves that you've seen too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, wow.
That's the only thing that they actually kept us after that. They never took us back. And we were being molested. I didn't even know I was being molested for the last couple of years, and now I remember it all as if it's happening yesterday. You know? I mean, just little things remind me of. I mean, half my life I don't even remember. The abuse, that foster care and the residentials. I was locked in rooms for months, 3 months at a time, with a drain to pee and poop in.
Where?
Christie School. It's a children's home. It's they have
group
cottage. There's a group home there. It's residential treatment center for misbehaved youth. It used to actually be an orphanage. It's on the Merrillhurst campus. The property is owned by the nuns.
How long ago?
I was 14.
Okay. So recently, I mean fairly recent.
I'm 23 now.
Yeah. So this is they locked you
in a room
for how long?
3 months.
What do you mean what do you mean locked in a room?
It's called a quiet room. It has 2 windows, a camera in it, and a big heavy door that they could deadbolt lock. Yeah.
And they had a bathroom inside?
No, they had a drain. And if I forgot that it was mealtime, which there was no clock, I'd miss a meal, and they said, oh, well, it's too late now, and now you gotta wait until the next meal. So I've got about 1 meal a day.
Your bathroom was a drain?
My bathroom was a drain. And they wouldn't let me go in their staff bathroom to go take a poo-poo.
What about water? Do you have water?
Oh, yeah, they gave me water, yeah.
I mean, like, to wash your hands? Was there a faucet?
No water. Nothing like that.
Okay, so
it's like it's a room from here to here to there to there, and it has a drain in the center.
That's the bathroom.
That's the bathroom.
And is that still happening?
They actually put me in one of those rooms when there was someone else's poop smeared all over the walls.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
And is that still happening?
Huh?
Is that still happening?
I'm probably pretty damn sure it is.
This is a Christie house.
Yes, the Christie School.
Christie School. So, I guess I didn't have the chat room on. Let me get it on. Well, hello, Mr. Cakes. Moonjin Cakes is here, and we are on OPDX Live. I had a feeling. We got lots of viewers. How awesome. Okay, so, do you get like PTSD type symptoms?
I have, yeah.
And what about talking about this stuff?
It doesn't really trigger. It makes me more anxious, curious of hopefully I'm not telling too much and my life may be at risk because people's careers are built off of my existence.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the Portland Children's Levy, 3 people that are in charge of it were actually the ones that stood back while people were hurting me, and they didn't even do the work that they're supposed to in those places, and yet they're in charge of funds to say that where the money goes to. It used to be the Portland Children's Fund, and then it changed to the Portland Children's Levy. Ted, um, Allison, or Alyssa. I mean, I remember these people. Those were the 3. I mean, there's 3 people that stood back and watched him. We all were like, why are they not doing anything? And why are they not getting their hands dirty? Well, obviously they had to step on a couple people to get their positions now. So I'm kind of worried about my life. I know the lawyer that I had my whole childhood, that I had with my CPS case when I was an adult, the caseworker is the head of the law firm now, and yet she didn't even respond in court. I mean, the whole courtroom was laughing, but her, the CPS worker's boss, and my lawyer,
What's
even the judge was
Children
laughing.
Protective Service?
Yes, because
Laughing.
I had a permanently ill child that had a G-tube, a coarctation of his aorta, a hole in his heart, and was 1 pound 14 ounces at birth. I stayed in the hospital every day for 3 months, not holding his hand because we couldn't even touch, because he was so sensitive. And then they took him and fought it in court, and they said my lack of natural supports makes me incapable of being a parent to a permanently ill child.
So this is what we were talking
So
about.
me not having parents makes me not be able to have my own kids. But they put me in the position where I wouldn't have no parents. And if I wasn't on all the medicines that they say don't give to anyone under 18 for 10 years that they had me on it, 7 different pills at the same time, I probably wouldn't have had a sick baby.
So,
because I've never done
care.
drugs. I mean, I'm a medical patient. That's it.
So, let me just see if I got this straight here. You are an abused child who is a public enemy for calling the cops, apparently. Put into foster care, children's school, and so forth, and
I
abused
consider them
there.
Yeah.
And then you had a baby, but baby's sick while you're on
I was not on pills when I was on at that time. It was 2 years that I wasn't even on pills. Like, my body's still probably recovering from the 10 years of being on medicine.
Right. Okay.
I mean, we were guinea pigs. We don't have parents to say yes or no on pills, so it was up to the caseworkers, and they usually fax the signature. They don't come check on us every month like legally they're supposed to.
Okay, I had a friend here who told me that her caseworker set her up to get punished. Like, have you heard of anything like that where caseworkers are intentionally getting?
Well, they'll say, "Oh yeah, run away," but then they'll call the police and you'll go to juvie. They'll say, "Yeah, you can go," but then turn around and the cop's there and you'll go to juvie. I heard.
What is the point of that? Is that just sadistic or?
Well, because if they don't want, usually it's at that point is because they don't have much foster homes, and you're going to go sit in a building for a couple hours, and hopefully there's a home available for you. And that's when usually kids are feeling unwanted, and that's when they run away. At 10 years old is usually the beginning of that unwanted feeling and running away part. I mean, I was listening to the police scanner, and I heard that over by a Wendy's, a little 10-year-old kid runs away. I've never heard anything else on the scanner after that. So obviously they just let him go, or, I mean, as the caseworker, I mean, just allows it. I mean, you're putting a child's life at risk. They might as well open up a place that all these youth that don't feel like it's right to be in those places, that they could be in a group home.